Mm. Mm. Those munchies, amazing. Even though they were just chicken nugget. Simple as it was chicken nugget. But goddamn, it was so fire. Mm. And chicken nuggets were just too goddamn good. Beautiful. But I must say, I hate the summer. My hair looks soaked, but the only reason why is because I put cold water under it. I can't deal with this fucking heat, bro. I had to, like, drown my fucking head in cold water, and now I finally feel good again after walking home. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, why do I have to feel like I'm dying when I'm walking home and shit? Like, seriously, it's like, fuck, bro. I mean, the casual nights in the winter or the fall to spring where it's not, or it's actually kind of cold at night, you know, I'm walking home, it's actually okay. But, fuck, dude, this summer, bro. And every year it gets fucking worse. It's like, ugh. Ugh. I also just kind of realized, too, is that it's almost been a full year since I've been, like, regularly been a KJ, or a karaoke. Not KJ, but, like, a karaoke artist, you know, over at Duffy's, too, so. I just started realizing that because, like, whenever I go there, sometimes that, like, my time gets paid for, sometimes, like, people will actually tip me for being a karaoke artist. Like, the other night, I had some chick, you know, like, give me $30. $30 just for fucking singing karaoke and shit. It's like, why are you giving me $30? Give that to the KJ. She's like, no, I want to give it to you. I'm just like, well, I'm so flattered. Thank you. I hope to see you again because I don't know you, but I love your hat. I love, like, your vibe, and you're giving me $30. I want to see you again. Like, I hope to see you here at some point. And she promised that. I'm like, all you to that word. Which, low-key, though, that might be some Riz last Friday. A little low-key Riz. It's like, oh, shit. She wasn't here today, but there was a shitload of other fucking people today that are the usuals, you know, and it's like, fuck, dude. Every weekend, it just ends up being too lit. It's to the point where it's like, I'll show up and people would be like, yo, you're here, woo! And it's like, I just showed up. I haven't even got my drink yet. Let's chill. And it's like, hold up. Wait a minute. Give me a moment. Give me a moment to prelude first. I don't even get that opportunity anymore. I don't even get an opportunity to fucking, like, get a drink in me first before I start singing these days. It's like, what the fuck? What are you sending me, Lauren? What you sending me? Does it have to do with Trump almost being assassinated? Because I've talked about that multiple times, you know, off and on today. It has nothing to do with that. You know what? Thank fuck. Because I know it's going to be brought up probably eventually, but at least it ain't this soon. I'm glad it ain't this soon. Hell no, I'm sick of that now. Thank fuck. At least someone else has the same mentality. Because I've been seeing that shit. I mean, I will admit, I do actually kind of want to commentate on some updates I did see about that, but I don't want to do that right now. Not yet. I want to do that, you know, later. Not right now. Like, I want to, you know, like, give my feelings about the updates that I learned about, you know, after the fact. Because I found out, you know, before I went on my lunch at work, so I did a stream, you know, during my lunch, talking about that. And really being flabbergasted really most of that time. Just being like, holy fuck, this really happened. It just thinking like, oh, well, knowing how the normies, you know, are when it comes to American politics, it's sold. It is signed, sealed, delivered. Like, I'll say this much right off the bat. Like, I think it's a lock for Trump. I'm sorry, I just think it is now at this point. Like, after what the fuck just happened, and Biden being such a weak candidate, and just that in itself, at least, if that was it, there might have been like an argument about it. But after what the fuck just happened with Trump, and then his ass like holding that fist in the air and the fucking flag and all that shit with that photography that just happened, those photos and shit, and everything else beside, it's like, nah, he's got that shit on lock. There ain't no fucking way that motherfucker loses this election now. It's like there's nothing that Trump can do to jeopardize his own election now. There's nothing he can do. I'm being fucking serious. There's nothing he can do. I don't even know what the fuck he could do to like make him lose and jeopardize his own election now. Like Trump has sealed the deal, and he didn't have to do anything. He just happened to be doing a rally that day, just a random fucking typical Trump rally, what he usually does. But you had a fucking right wing, fascist weirdo that was disenfranchised with him that fucking took some pot shots, which actually is what I want to get into. It's that shit. Because we now finally have identified who the shooter was. For all day, the entire fucking day, we did not know who this was. But now we finally actually have some information about him. And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit. It's this person who did this shit. Because honestly, that was the biggest fear for me. It's like, depending on what this person's politics are, if they're even remotely close to liberal or lefty or anything like that and did this shit, it's done. I literally would think it's not only Jover, but also Jover for the left, because every fucker and every normie, and every right-winger in this country would literally just demonize the left every way till Sunday forever, for like 50 fucking plus years over shit like this. So you know what? Honestly, I'm fucking happy it was a right-winger, a disenfranchised Republican. Because if it wasn't, dude, this whole fucking shit about Trump winning, now at this point, would be a signed, sealed, delivered, fucking literally ordained by fucking God himself mandate. And luckily, it ain't really that hardcore. I mean, it might as well for a lot of his, base literally look like God protected him himself kind of shit. Because a lot of these weird MAGA chuds literally will say, oh, God endorsed Trump. Well, they want an example of that? They just fucking got it. They literally got their fucking fiscal example of this shit. It's all bullshit. It's all fantasy, schizophrenic nonsense. I'm willing to recognize it, but when it comes to the idea of God endorsing Trump for these motherfuckers and how they perceive this shit, there's no clear fucking answer. To them, even to the disenfranchised Republicans who probably were honestly genuinely willing to sit this election out, fucking lock and step. They are loyalists, and they probably think, oh shit, God himself fucking just gave us a message. He is our savior, kind of shit. Like, legitimately, like, he's a fucking martyr and a hero. He's an American hero to a lot of motherfuckers now. And that's scary. Because now he's got it locked in. Locked step, fucking hook, line, and sinker. There's just... There ain't no way he's gonna fucking beat this. There's ain't no way that Trump can fucking jeopardize this for himself. It took Thomas Crooks, a right-wing 20-year-old libertarian fascist weirdo disenfranchised incel, to fucking basically endorse Trump as fucking president for fucking life as a fascist ordained prophet, for God. Due to the far right and what they fucking believe with this motherfucker. They just literally gave him the red carpet for that. I literally do not see any outlet out of this outside of Trump being the victor. I literally do not know how in the fuck the Democrats could fucking get past this. How, there's no way. There's literally no fucking way the Democrats can fucking push over this. There's no way. There's literally no fucking way. It's done. It's Jover. It's Biden. It's Jover, Biden, Biden. It's done. The Democrats have fucking lost this election, and there's no way to fucking win it. No way. Trump just literally won the election today. After what just happened with him, with his fucking ear getting shot, he just won the election. Over some incel fucking loser faggot that wanted to fucking take a pot shot at him because of that motherfucker. And he fucked all of us. The Democrats, leftists, the average blue collar worker, all of us are fucked over that motherfucker. And, you know, I'm glad that it's that fucker, frankly, instead of like some radical trans leftist anarcho commie or something. I mean, legitimately, I'm glad it's a right winger that did this shit instead of a leftist, because imagine if it was the left, the right wing, the Republicans will literally, they'll never shut the fuck up for 100 years, a fucking century of, well, you assassinated a right winger, you know, kind of bullshit. Like, it would literally fucking never end. Never fucking end. It would literally be a talking point for a fucking century. Now look where we're at. And frankly, you know, I really do genuinely blame the DNC and Biden for this. I really do, because they had an opportunity to fucking give us an option that was worth a fuck. And now look where we're at. Geriatric, you know, fucking, you know, like a motherfucker barely knows how to talk, and then a motherfucker doesn't know when to shut the fuck up, and then just almost got assassinated, and now basically has a mandate. Fucking great. This country is fucked. It just is. It's like, we can unfuck us ourselves, but we have to just realize the fucking reality and acknowledge that and just go from there. Because if not, then I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, legit. Because if we don't acknowledge the fucked that we got right now, then we're really ain't gonna be set up good at all after this. Like, legitimately. Like, I mean, we have to just really honestly recognize the reality of what we got. Trump's gonna win. He's just going to. Like, there's, after what just happened earlier today, the last 12 hours, there's no fucking way that the Democrats are gonna be able to win. I literally cannot see an outlet. I don't see a path anymore. All this other shit, the convictions, the sexual assault shit, the insurrection shit, all this shit, done, gone. Whatever fucking value that had, fucking throw it away. Throw it in the fucking dumpster. It means fuck all. It means nothing. He's untouchable. He's literally untouchable now. After what just fucking happened, he's untouchable. There's no way to fucking, how are you gonna fucking like convince like half this country that he's still a fascist scum and a Nazi, basically, after what just happened, and he, you know, sits there defiantly with his fists in the air as an old man shitting his fucking pants, and the opponent could barely understand where the fuck he is half the time. We're fucked. Trump's gonna win. He's our president now. Accept it now, because he's going to be. I mean, I guarantee fucking to you, mark my words, clip this shit. He will be our president now. There's no fucking way the Democrats are going to be able to win over this. There's no way. There's literally no path anymore. They had an option. They had a one outlet. They had that opportunity. Gone. Done. Jover. It's Biden. It's gone. It's done. It's cooked. We got another 4 years until we can figure something out again. That's what we got. We got 4 years to figure some shit out and hopefully go from there. And hopefully that this last 4 years or these next 4 years are as fucked as it was last time. But after what just fucking happened earlier today, I don't think so, man. I think we're just genuinely fucked. And the DNC had an opportunity to fucking do something about this. Not just this past election cycle, but for the last couple fucking election cycles. And it did fucking nothing over it. And now we're reaping what we're sowing, and they got no outlet against it. How in the fuck are they going to compete against what just happened to him? I mean, sitting there with his fists in the air, blood on his face, after being almost killed. There's no fucking way that you're going to combat against that. You're done. Just pack it up while you're ahead. You're fucked. Like, legitimate. I literally don't know how you're going to compete against that. I really do not know. If there's a path, please enlighten me, because holy fuck. Is there? Because I don't see it. How in the fuck do you compete? What just the fuck happened? Like, how in the fuck do you go against that? There's no way. It's literally the mandate that fucking Reagan got after he got elected back in 1980, when he almost got killed in 81. I mean, it's honestly even more extreme than that, because Reagan was already elected. He was already a president. It's not like he was already an incumbent or anything like that. It wasn't like he was running for his second campaign. and lost his previous election or anything like that. The circumstances, like what just happened, has set a precedent and has set, like a whole, precedent of our system in a way that has changed for fucking ever. What just happened earlier today has changed American politics for fucking ever. And no one realizes that. I don't think people realize how fucked and how severe our politics have changed after today. Like, legitimately. That's what makes me fucking scared about it. Because it's like, this shit is such an easy campaign advertisement point for Trump. It's such an easy campaign point for him. And he doesn't have to do anything anymore. He could be in a bunker in Mar-a-Lago 100 feet below the fucking surface of the earth and be there until election day and he would win. I'm sorry, but he just fucking would. Like, after what just happened, I literally don't see I really don't. If there's a path, please fucking tell me, because, like, holy shit, man. How in the fuck do you compete with what just happened? I mean, seriously. Reagan had his fucking mandate. That was even before he got assassinated, but he really solidified that afterwards. After, like, lone wolf psycho, tried to kill him. And then you had fucking JFK. I mean, you have there's a lot of precedents in times past where this has happened before. So it's not like the precedent's been set necessarily. Like, I mean, it's happened before. But considering social media, modern politics, and the current situation of like the dynamic of modern American politics, I mean, there's been a new precedent, a new one, and it ain't good. And if anything, all this fear mongering about Trump being a genuine fascist and destroying democracy, that's fucking real now. That shit is a real fucking reality after what just happened. Because he think he's going to fucking, be softer about certain things. Like, maybe be more of an advocate of gun control and be more civil with decorum. Fuck no. He's going to get more radical. He's going to be more extreme. He's going to want fucking vigilantes to fucking root out these fucking extremists and want to try to kill them and shit like that. He's going to do that shit. I mean, if anything, the precedent's been set for a very dangerous precedent. I mean, and all these people, crying about, like, he's going to destroy democracy and establish, like, a Gestapo fascist deep state. It's real now. It is a real fucking thing now. It straight up. After what just happened, it's a real fucking thing. Now there's a reason why that shit could be implemented. Outside of, like, some leftist protesting and shit, I could see, a way to dismiss that, but after what the fuck just happened, he's gonna crack the fuck down. So you better hope the DNC brings the Hail Mary and gets some motherfucker who just is got enough of that chutzpah, enough charisma, enough of the shit to basically somehow miraculously with the stars aligned and the cosmos itself fucking be in this motherfucker's favor. You better hope that fucking happens, because if not, he's our new president. 45th. Or the what, 47th now? 47th. Big old 47. He's about to be our new president, man. And over what? Because of some incel? Some fucking right-wing incel libertarian fucking weirdo freak? Because of some right-winger within their own ranks? Because of that motherfucker? It's Jover. Thomas Cooks, you worthless fuck. I wish I could show his fucking corpse, dude. Honestly, because I love looking at his dead body. I'm just gonna be honest, because, like, this motherfucker changed history in so many ways that I don't even think this fucker realized. And I don't even know what his politics were about. I don't even know. No one knows what his manifesto was. All we know is that that's who he was. Thomas Matthew Crooks. That was his name. Thomas Matthew Crooks. That's all we know. 20-year-old registered as a Republican after 2018. That's all. That's literally all we know. Once he turned an adult back in like 2020, 2018 or something like that, he registered as a Republican, and that's it. That's all we know about him. We don't really know much right now. I guarantee you, though, he's an r/pol 4chaner, an incel, and also like a crypto bro, and probably a full-on fucking Nazi. And thought that like the Jews control the world, and Epstein was one of those pedophilic Jews. And when he found out that Trump was tied to Epstein, he probably thought, oh, he's a traitor to the Aryan race and to the white people of America and to the, proper order. And he's a fucking puppet of the Jews. And that's what I guarantee you this motherfucker thought. He was an anti-Semite, a fucking Nazi, and a literal fucking ultra-nationalist anti-Semite. And when he found out about Epstein's, ties with fucking Trump, that fucking that made him snap. And he wanted to kill Trump because he was a collaborator of the Jew. That's why. I guarantee you that's why. 100%. Because everything about this motherfucker points to that. It points to that shit. And that's just literally what we know. That's what we know now. Imagine all this other shit that we start seeing by tomorrow and by the next day. By tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday, we're going to hear a lot of shit that this motherfucker was saying online and privately. We're going to hear friends and family from high school and college, maybe, if he even attended college. We're going to hear from some friends and family members who are going to talk about some weird fucking shit this guy was into. I guarantee you this guy was into, like, some genuine, like, bestial, like, Jewish, like, cabal porn shit and stuff, and like, the idea like the Jews run everything, and they're like doing all this weird kink fetishistic cabal shit and stuff. Like, I guarantee you this motherfucker believes shit like this because all these Nazis believe shit like this. They think the Jews run like these weird kink sexual perversion institutions that are pushing this amongst the kids and all this other shit. Like, they literally believe these things. And I guarantee you that this Thomas Crooks guy believed the same fucking shit. And I am literally 6 years older than him. He was not even old enough to buy a fucking beer or go to a bar. I am about to be fucking 27, and this guy was 20 years old when he did this shit. And is dead. And a fucking Nazi. And it's like, holy fuck, that's scary. A 20-year-old almost killed a fucking president. And I'm 7 years older as a senior. That's fucking some freaky shit, man. Straight up some freaky shit. That is some really spooky shit right there, honestly. Because, like, I mean, how in the fuck did a 20-year-old have enough knowledge and enough wherewithal to be able to commit such a fucking act? Like, I could see someone like me doing that shit. But a 20-year-old? Someone who's barely basically out of his dad's ball sack, for like literally less than 20 fucking years. And it's like, barely have his brain developed. Can't even buy alcohol, let alone weed or anything else. And it's just fucking literally a teenager as far as I give a shit. And did this shit? Wearing Demolition Ranch merch, by the way. He was wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt. Because they're a gun channel on YouTube, and he was wearing one of their fucking t-shirts when he did that shit. Imagine that guy, bro. Imagine the guy who runs Demolition Ranch, knowing that information. I would be making a video so fucking quick saying that I denounce this fucker. I have nothing to do with him. Fuck him. He's scum. And how dare he fucking, try to hurt and harm, a presidential candidate I endorse. Like, I would literally go out of my way to endorse Trump just to get me away from that fucker. Like, but Demolition Ranch, from my understanding, has not said anything since this shit happened. Outside of literally saying, what the hell? And on a Facebook post, that's all he said. Is sending a screen cap of his fucking corpse, with his t-shirt, and all that shit. And basically saying, what the fuck? oh shit, I guess, this happened. And that's it. Like, he hasn't really said anything about that. Even though this guy obviously was a very avid content watcher of his, content. Overtly. And I'm sorry to say, like, I'm a gun guy myself. I like watching some of these gun channels, but, dude, 90% of them are fucking far-right fascist Nazi channels. From Brandon Herrera to Demolition Ranch to all these motherfuckers to Kentucky Ballistics, they are far-right fascists. All of them. I'm sorry to say, they are. Love their content, hate their content. I don't give a fuck what your positions are about it. I kind of like some of their content, but, like, they're fucking Nazis. Just admit, and just understand that. They are. Like, Brandon Herrera ran as a Republican in Texas and lost in his fucking local state seat and shit. Literally to be like this hardcore, fucking fascist, pro-free speech anarchist or some shit. To basically, try to push, the Second Amendment and free speech, when it comes to vigilante, fucking sarcastic terrorist garbage that is spewed on the internet. Which, by the way, fuck AK Guy and Brandon Herrera, that fucking Nazi fucking piece of shit. Worthless fuckbag. I like his content, but fuck him. He's scum. Like, I've seen enough of his content to know that he's a fucking fascist. Just like the rest of these motherfuckers. The only, like, gun content creators on YouTube that aren't fascists are basically Forgotten Weapons, Ian, and, there's, like, one other guy. What was his fucking name? It's, like, fucking Forgotten Weapons and, like, one other dude. It's, like, literally two people. I know Ian for sure, and there's, like, some other guy. I think it's a Iraqi veteran, 22555 or something like that. I forgot what his, like, the numbers are, but it's, like, Iraqi vet and something. But, like, that guy and Ian from Forgotten Weapons, so they're literally are pretty much the only lefties on the gun community, side of, like, YouTube and shit. Like, legit. Especially Ian. Like, Forgotten Weapons, Ian, like, he's actually legit a lefty. But everyone else in that community, unless proven otherwise, assume they're a fucking Nazi. Like, legit. Just assume they are. From Brandon Herrera, Demolition Ranch, all these motherfuckers. Because their audience are literal fucking Nazis. Every single one of them. You wanna know why? Because I've been in their fucking community. I've been in their forums. I've been in their Discords. I've been in their fucking YouTube comment sections. They're literal fucking Nazis. They're fucking anti-Semites. They're Nazis. They literally want to, like, treat blacks like they're fucking gorillas and they want to put a hunting permit on them. They're a literal Nazi scum. And as far as I care, put a hunting permit on their fucking ears. I want to see a hunting tag on their fucking ears so I can do a little hunting myself. So fuck these Nazi scum. And yet they want to fucking bemoan about the blacks or the trannies or all these other motherfuckers. It's like, get yourself fucked and eat lead. I want to see that barrel in your mouth and I want to see you pull the trigger your fucking self with my fucking eyes. Because fuck you, you racist scum. You fucking Nazi degenerate, dehuman, unhuman, fucking demon monsters of the fucking world. Fuck you. And you want to push this shit? You want to bolster these fucking communities and these channels? And those motherfuckers want not give a lick of a dick about this shit? Fuck them too. Fuck Brandon Herrera. Fuck Demolition Ranch. Fuck these people. Because you want to know who they produce? They produce fucking Nazis who are willing to fucking galvanize all this fucking shit. Like Trump almost getting assassinated. Or like Scalise, potentially getting shot. Or all these motherfuckers. Or Kyle Rittenhouse. Or all these motherfuckers. They embolden these people. They embolden them and enable them. And no one wants to talk about them. Nobody wants to talk about these motherfuckers emboldening the Kyle Rittenhouses, the Thomas Crooks of our fucking generations. They don't want to say anything about that shit. And the one time they start acting out, they want to play fucking victim and say, well, not I, McFly. It's like, get fucked. Go fuck yourself. You're the ones who are fucking enabled this shit. You're the ones who bolstered this shit. And now fucking, sleep in the fucking shit-ridden bed that you fucking made. Because this is the shit you made. This is the fucking shit that you produced. These fucking Nazi terrorists are willing to fucking commit these acts. Even including against your Sky Daddy fucking God Emperor Trump. including a motherfucker like that. It's just like, get fucked. Fucking sleep in the bed that you made, motherfuckers. Because that's what you get. And by the way, Biden and DNC ain't innocent either. They got his fucking shit and sleep in that bed too. For different reasons, but they got to too. They're all sharing the same fucking shit-riddled mattress. They all got sleeping in one way or another. But not I, McFly. I was calling that shit out for months. For fucking months. I've been calling this shit out for back in 2020. I've been calling this shit out for a long fucking time. But now people are starting to fucking realize it, and basically it's literally a too little too late, essentially, at this point. Fuck. Like, goddamn, dude. It's like, holy shit. Dude, this today really boggled my brain. I mean, I'm still trying to process it in a sense, because, like, goddamn, man. It's like, how are we gonna, like, especially as, like, the progressives and left, like, how are we gonna fucking combat what just fucking happened? I mean, seriously, what are we gonna do with that? Because that just sold his, that just signed, sealed, delivered it all. I mean, just straight up. I mean, honestly, it's just tough it out and just go from there. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really see any other way besides that. Just tough it out. Just hope for the best and just expect the worst and just like kind of go from there and strategize, from here on out, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you do with this shit. Because, goddamn, man. I guess you can be a dark humorist and be like, well, too bad you miss, or some shit, but that's some high side shit right there. Basically, just cope. Really more rant? It kind of is now at this point. Because this shit has really been fucking digging into my brain. Because it's fucking wild. The fact of what just fucking happened earlier today is just wild to me, man. I mean, it's like, what? Like 81 when this happened last? I mean, I guess like the most closest thing that you could think of was what, Scalise, during that like congressional baseball game or whatever. Like, that's like the closest that you can, get to. But this has not happened in American history for quite a fucking long time. And if anything, at least to this degree, probably ever. I mean, like, seriously. I mean, this is a new precedent and a new thing that hit America, honestly. I don't, even on the right, left, and otherwise, like, I think a lot of people are still really genuinely trying to process this. Because I definitely am. I sure as shit am. I can see the writing on the wall already. I can literally see that now. But I'm still trying to process it, though. Because, I mean, I don't want it to be like the ultimate, like, just solution. Or not really solution, but like the ultimate end game. Because I like to think that there is like an outlet still, but the Democrats really got to put a motherfucker up there that is just genuinely exceptional. There has to be someone exceptional to go against Trump right now at this point, and I don't really see that person being there. Maybe Rashida Tlaib or Katie Porter or something. I don't know who the fuck you would bring up there. I mean, I don't know who you would, put against him at this point. After what just happened? I don't know. I just don't see that path. Before this, I did. There's plenty of paths, honestly, prior to this. But, like, after tonight, those paths, gone. All of them. Every path is gone. Because I don't see any path now. Like, I mean, I saw a bunch of them prior to today, but after today, they're gone. It's over. It's by done. By done, son. Like, where the fuck? Again, it's one of those things. Like, where's the path? I would love to see that path, because if so, I will scream till the fucking day's done for that shit. But I just don't see it. I don't know how the fuck you just beat this shit after what just happened. because of the media, how like ignorant, apolitical, people are gonna, view this, the Republican Party side of things. Like, I mean, all these motherfuckers are gonna be galvanized, and if anything, be pretty supportive of what just happened, in the sense of vote for him. I just don't see how in the fuck you beat it. Because I'm literally sitting here like trying to brainstorm. And you think the Democrats and DNC aren't doing the same thing that I'm doing right now? I guarantee you, all these motherfuckers within the DNC, the loyalists and like the hardcore like strategists and shit, have not went to bed yet. They're still awake, probably having to fucking like snort some fucking coke or some shit to try to be up and be like, you gotta figure something out. Like, I guarantee you, they're still up right now, fucking trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Like, straight up, like, what the fuck do you do after what just happened, and how he reacted to it too? That's really what is like the ultimate thing with this whole situation, of how he responded to it. Make memes, I guess. But even then, most of those memes are going to be in favor of Trump, because like him having that fist in the air, blood on his face, the flag in the background, and all this shit. It's like, how in the fuck do you make a meme to be in your favor after what the fuck just happened with that? With all the photos and all this other, like, shit that happened. I don't know, man. Like I said, like, I would love to see that path, but at this rate, I don't see it. You gotta really fucking guide me now, because I'm a blind man. I'm a blind man when it comes to this now at this point. Like, you gotta, like, hold my hand and fucking guide me to that shit at this point. Because before this, I could see a path. I was like, alright, maybe the Democrats can oust Biden, and even with Biden, maybe they got an outlet, to maybe win against Trump and stuff. But after today, it's done. It's Jover. Like, there's no way he's going to be able to compete against that. They're saying there ain't. I'd love to see that, but I just don't know if there is. Thank you. Let's pull this motherfucker up. Because I want to at least show a little bit about this guy. Because like I said, I wanted to at least delve into a little bit about this Thomas Cook fella. Which our boy right here, Voosh, did do a last second stream about it. I'm just trying to find out where I can find the fucking clips of this guy. Is there any... Oh, here we go. Alright, cool. Hold on. So there's security cams, different shit like that has proven that Thomas Crooks is the guy that did this attempted assassination and all this other shit. And Vosh does not show the body, though I'm not gonna lie, I would. I'm just gonna be blunt. I literally would show his corpse. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this Nazi. I would show his dead body, and proudly, but Vosh doesn't, so we don't get to see it. But we get to see who he is, though, before he died.
I gotta say, it looks like the guy. Ken Klippenstein reported it, or at least reposted the New York Post's reporting. It seems like our man is Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old registered Republican. Folks, now, every once in a while, I know, I don't want to be too glib. I know. Now, I can't show the photos of the body, of course.
I would show his brain matter literally sprawled all over the fucking goddamn roof of the building that he was fucking perched up on. I would show his fucking brain matter and his fucking guts, laying around on a fucking floor as far as to give a shit. But YouTube would not let me do that, so.
Here's him being compared by Oomph to...
That's him. He literally has a Habsburg jaw, bro. The fucking Nazi that did this shit literally has a Habsburg jaw, bro. A fucking Habsburg, fucking, like, king of Spain. Literally no one wants to fuck him. You have to have a bag over his head because he's so ugly. Get fucked, kind of sterile, like, Habsburg motherfucker. Like, legit. In fact, I'm pretty sure the king of Spain, the one severely inbred king of Spain. Yeah, this is the guy. Yeah, he literally was sterile and had a bag over his head because of how disgustingly physically deformed he was and how disgustingly retarded he was. I mean that charitably. I'm not even saying that as a mean insult to retarded people. Like, he legitimately was a retarded person and an retardedly ugly person. Like, his facial features were so deformed that not even the normal deformities of the human species could fucking accommodate for it. Like, he was a uniquely deformed, disgusting alien of a human being. If you can even questionably call the King of Spain, this motherfucker right here, a human being. Because I don't. They're a fucking alien creature that was really deformed outside of our own fucking species. That's why they were so sterile to the Homo sapien. Because this motherfucker was so inbred that they were genetically devolved from the the Homo sapien species. Like, their DNA could not be compatible with Homo sapiens despite being the offspring of them.
What's the name of the inbred king of Spain? Phrenology isn't very leftist, and
Fernando, I think. His name was like Augusto Fernando or some shit like that, but he was like a Habsburg. He was a part of the Holy Roman Empire and the Habsburg family, and was just, like, basically his mother and his father were literally cousins. They were literally like multi-generational cousins. Like, they were cousins who fucked cousins, who fucked cousins, who fucked cousins, where he was the offspring of those cousins fucking each other, after cousins fucking each other, after cousins fucking each other. Like, he's an inbred fucking alien monster. And these motherfuckers ought to be just literally shot in the head where they fucking sit. Like, these are fucking inbred, sterile, non-human entities. Like, they need to just be executed and fucking exterminated. Like, they were fucking not human fucking individuals. It's like, how in the fuck are they allowed to, like, exist? Like, they're deformed monsters that literally are unable to breed, unable to fucking have any sentience or cognitive abilities outside of this basic animal id of, like, fuck, eat, kill. It's like they have no other nature beyond that. It's like you might as well just exterminate them for their own sake, for the sympathy, so they don't have to suffer. It's like, ugh. Fucking disturbing. Look at this fucking creature, dude. Look at Thomas Crooks. Look at this fucking weird creature. A fucking the deformed, distilled forward jaw, an oversized forehead. Like, this creature needed to be exterminated at birth. And, like, this motherfucker was allowed to live at 20 years old and be a fucking Nazi and, try to kill Trump and basically solidify his presidency and make a fascist mandate for the Republican Party. Great. This fucking inbred animal fucking just literally destroyed America for as far as we can fucking tell. It's like, you might as well have destroyed the fucking future of the state for the next fucking 40 years. This fucking creature of the fucking evil Luciferian dark.
I don't feel any, like, respect as Habsburg. Gotcha, Habsburg. Kind of a Habsburgian phenotype going on here. As it is, whatever.
A literal fucking reptilian worm, dude. An actual fucking inhuman creature of the dark. What a disturbing fucking animal, dude. I
can't
refuse to look at this individual as a human being. Like, this guy literally looks like some weird, disturbed alien animal that would be off of, like, Proxima Centauri, bro. This fucking creature literally looks like, you know, a fucking byproduct of Proxima Centauri. Like, he does not look like a human being. And this fucking animal, like, it literally solidified the politics of America for the next 50 years. Ugh. Fuck me.
Body.
Fuck me.
But this is the shirt he was wearing. This is security camera footage. This was that backwards, apparently well accepted American flag in his sleeve. It's Demolition Ranch merch. It's a very popular YouTube gun channel. So as far as I can tell, and again, is this confirmed? Well, it's being reported on.
Yes. It is officially confirmed by the FBI now. Yes.
I don't have the ability to independently confirm or, disprove any of these, assertions. I've seen I've seen pictures of the corpse. I've seen pictures of this individual, this Thomas Matthew Crooks, and he's got a pretty distinct face, I'll say. I think this was an honest to God, I'm guessing, right-leaning libertarian. I'm just guessing based on the Demolition Ranch stuff and also the fact that he had long hair. Right-leaning libertarian lone wolf gun nut who took a crack at a former president.
I honestly agree with that. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like that would be the proper assessment.
Bad for Demolition Ranch. That shit's going down in the hit.
I really do feel bad for Demolition Ranch, though. Because I really do, though, low-key. Because I actually kind of like Demolition Ranch. I watch their content sometimes. Like, they got some cool shit. I'm not going to lie. So I kind of feel bad for Demolition Ranch. It's like, bruh, one of your fans and one of your, like, hardcore fans, like, was so detached and so unhinged that they were willing to do this shit. It's like, bro, dude, that is a stain on you as a content creator, bro. Like, legitimately. Like, that is going to, like, permanently stain you forever. Forever, bro. I mean, like, legit. I mean, it's fucking shocking, honestly, what the fuck just happened earlier today. Especially with all the information that we're now learning. Fuck, bro. Fuck, bro. Jover, bro.
Free books. Can you imagine having a YouTube channel and it's like, yeah, they did a presidential assassination attempt wearing your YouTube merch. The future is wild, is what I'm saying.
I agree with that. It is certainly fucking wild, ain't it? Holy fuck, dude. I cannot fathom. Honestly, I had an idea about where our politics were going to go up until today. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen now. I really don't. I do not know what the fuck is about to happen after today, dude. Like, I'm just going to be blunt. My prediction, Trump's got that shit on a landslide, fundamentally. But I don't know, man. Who fucking know? Like, it's at this rate, as far as I consider it, it's unpredictable. Who the fuck knows where this shit's gonna go, man? I guess I don't know. I just hope that it ain't Biden running against Trump, because I do think that any other candidate, Kamala, Newsom, Rittmer, like any of these motherfuckers, like any of them, like I think they might at least have a better chance against Trump right now, but it's a long shot. It is a long shot. I just really do not see how, like, a Democrat could beat this. Especially with the DNC being so gung-ho about, like, Biden now. And just being, like, so gung-ho about, like, that detached fuck at this rate. It's like, how in the fuck do you beat this guy now at this point? He's got a mandate. I mean, it's like a lot of these motherfuckers who might have been, against Trump, or even like maybe kind of like willing to withhold their vote against Trump, are now certainly going to vote for him. Fundamentally. And it's like, how in the fuck do you beat that? How in the fuck do you just like go against that shit, man? After what just happened today? I mean, unless Biden drops out and some other motherfucker gets in the role. And even then, man. Even then. How in the fuck will they be able to beat this shit? It will have to take a fucking Hail Mary, man. It would have to be a Hail Mary. Like, seriously. I mean, I did not know how any Democrats going to be able to beat this. Seriously. I just don't. I don't see that being a possibility.
You know, the spaces we've carved out for headlines, man, I just would not want to be in the shoes of Demolition Ranch right now. That's going to be a wild one. You know they're flop sweating.
Same with the DNC, too.
Never actually watched the channel myself. I don't know if they're particularly chuddy. Never sell merch. I've sold merch. If this is the guy, he might actually be a pole user. I could have told you that based on his hair. Respectfully, you think a person whose hair is that greasy has a good day-to-day life? He has some...
Dude, this guy right here definitely does not. This guy literally looks like a fucking incel.
All memes written on his wall, allegedly. Yes, I saw this as well. Now, again, the man's got a pretty distinctive facial shape. He's taken better care of his hair here. My personal guess, right-wing libertarian Ben had a psycho breakdown, a little bit of a mental break, took a crack at Trump.
I will say this guy right here is not the guy. Vosh eventually actually realized this, but this guy literally tried to do the whole Sam Hyde troll, where it's just like, oh, well, the shooter was Sam Hyde, basically. And, like, we'll show a picture of Sam Hyde every time a mass shooting happens. He was one of those trolls. He was one of those guys where it's like, oh, it was Sam Hyde, basically. But instead of doing the Sam Hyde thing, like, he decided to use himself. Because he happened to have very similar features to the guy that did the shooting and did the assassination attempt. And because of that, even though that guy is literally had his head blown to smithereens by fucking Secret Service agents, and his head is literally fucking cratered. Literally cratered by a 5.56 round, or a 7.62 by 51 round, or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, like, literally his head was exploded. And yet this guy right here, this motherfucker, is trying to be like, oh, I'm the shooter, obviously. It's like, no, you're not. And even if your features are genuinely similar, your hair's way longer and way better well kept, for one. And also, like, your forehead ain't the same. Like, your jaw and, like, you know, your cheeks and shit like that might be similar, but everything else about you ain't. Like, there are some genuine differences going on with this guy versus the dude who did the shooting. And also, Roger Stone literally tried to, like, push disinformation, saying, like, that some dude with a bunch of gauges who was an anti-Trumper was, like, you know, the killer and the assassin, even though, like, the dude who committed the, you know, shooting and the confirmed body of who he was did not have any gauges. It's like, there's a lot of conspiratorial disinformation going on. And this guy is one of them. This guy right here is one of those guys. Because this dude right here, this clip, this photo, he ain't the dude. He's not the guy at all. He literally did this as a troll. Which, I don't know why he did that to himself. because, like, dude, you're going to literally be a target of people wanting to put death threats on you, try to kill you, and stuff like that. Like, why would you put yourself in that position? Like, seriously, man. Why would you do that? For the attention, I guess? But, like, some attention is just inherently negative attention. And this type of attention would definitely be inherently negative, and I would not want it at all. I would know. I've been, in that kind of position before myself. Not consensually. Because Andy No literally put my shit out there when I got arrested on June 19th back in 2020. So, I mean, I know how this feels. And it's like, I definitely would not want to, put myself in that position. I was forced into it, and it ain't good. It ain't fun, and it's shitty, and it sucks. So, the idea that this motherfucker is the guy, for one, is bullshit, and for two, he's just trolling. And really, this is mainly a third thing for myself. Why would you do that? Like, you're just going to fundamentally put yourself in, like a limelight that is going to be inherently deadly and destructive to the point where you're going to have your life at risk. Why would you put yourself in that position? Why would you do that, bro? You fucking idiot.
Is that the same guy?
Nope.
Allegedly. Can I prove anything? No. What am I, God? Folks, do you have any idea? Let's be real here. Do you have any idea the bullet that you've dodged here?
What are you talking about there, Vosh? Because the bullet that you're talking about wasn't very dodged. You might as well say that we got grazed by that bullet like Trump did when he came to his assassination attempt. You might as well say that, because that's the best outcome. No matter what, even if this motherfucker who attempted this assassination attempt against Trump, despite him being a right-winger, that doesn't matter. The right is going to own this shit in a way that is going to be against the left and the Democrats fundamentally for fucking generations, bro. Like this, dude. You really, I don't know, man. Like I get what you're saying, but I don't really agree. Just on the virtue of just like so many, even normies are going to look at this and be like, oh well. Obviously, he must have something going for him because, people want to try to kill him. People want to try to take him out. And the media wasn't helping with that. The media didn't want to help with that. The Democrats, obviously, just want to demonize him and all sorts of shit. And maybe there's something to him. Like, a lot of people are going to look at this event and think, oh, maybe there's actually something to him. Maybe there's something, to what he's saying. Maybe there's actually merit to what he's saying. Even though there isn't. But people are going to fucking feel that way. Oh my god. Dude, we're Biden. We're Biden, bro. Jover, bro. I don't see how the Democrats can make it out of this. I really don't. Fucked. We're done. It's done. It's done, man. I mean, I don't see any other outlet. It's fucked. It's done. Might as well just say Trump's the fucking president now.
Now, I still saw people seeing this guy and saying, like, oh yeah, he looks trans. Because they'll say that. I mean, you might as well say he looks black, right? Sure.
Huh?
But this is huge. You know, everyone's jumping at the gun. Everyone wants this to be like a trans lady, which is why people are pretending that he was. Yeah, register.
Is that really a thing? Oh my god. There are conservatives who are trying to deny this and saying that this person was a trans woman or something. Bruh. Actual lunacy. What?
Republican, apparently, allegedly. Um, Turns out to be like a right wing nut job. That's crazy. And god damn it!
He just took that fucking rag, bro. Dude, that rag probably just yeeted itself into oblivion on the floor somewhere.
That guy on Twitter wasn't right yet again. All lefties want to do is critique power. A shot at a fascist presidential candidate happens, and it's still not a lefty. It's still a right-wing nut job. You motherfuckers can't do it. It's everything. A Walmart burns down, and it turns out it was the Proud Boys somehow. Jesus.
Dude, this happened back in 2020 in Minneapolis when, an AutoZone burnt to the fucking ground and, a bunch of other shit burnt to the ground because of it. The guy who burnt the fucking AutoZone to the ground was a right-winger fucking insider cop, basically. The guy was a cop. He was a Fed. And it's he literally started to fucking, burn everything down to the ground kind of right and shit because the Fed did it. So it's I mean, it ain't really that unusual. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna grant this. I mean, was it with this? Probably not. But, I mean, the idea of, Feds being involved in shit like this, oh my god, it's dime a dozen. I just don't really think it's necessarily with this specifically, but I mean, probably just on the sense of it, just on the sense of it, being kind of broadly a part of this element of the RNC's narrative, basically, I guess. I mean, when it comes to advocating Project 2025 or advocating against, this whole woke, liberal, Epstein, groomer, trainee agenda, or whatever the fuck they want to fucking concoct or some shit. I mean, I think that's where it kind of comes from at the end of the day, fundamentally, but, I mean, there definitely is at least, some other root to this shit. At least, I mean, some sort of other core root to this type of thing, for sure. Because this shit, especially after what happened earlier today, or I guess yesterday, is fucking wild. And despite the very little information that we do know, the amount of insane nonsense that is being just pushed and propelled and just regurgitated out there is generally pretty fucking wild. And so many MAGA Chuck conservatives, who are just willing to just accept this as face value, are just eating it the fuck up. Eating it up. And that's really where, I just think it's kind of over. Because if these motherfuckers are just eating this shit up and are just gobbling it up and just even if they were disenfranchised initially, they sure shit ain't now. They're really galvanized now. So, I mean, that's why, at this point, as far as I'm concerned, from here on out, I'm just going to advocate, hey, whatever's going to happen is probably, you just expect the worst when it comes to that. But, just, fight for the best outcome possible. I mean, honestly, at that point, and especially on the figurative, like, like symbolic level, at least, because, like, I mean, there needs to be a way more radical approach when it comes to this shit. Like, there just needs to be this whole civility, decorum, like tolerance, like philosophy. Especially the Democrats and liberals are wanting to push. It's going to kill us. It's going to fucking kill us. And so fuck that shit. Like, I mean, we need to be more aggressive about these things. That doesn't mean we demonize or dehumanize, our opponents, so to speak. But I mean, shit, we gotta at least, be more radical about challenging the bullshit that is on the other side, so to speak. I mean, we gotta at least be more radical about that. That doesn't mean, demonize the opponent. It just means, like, just be more critical about, like, what the fuck they're saying. Because it's worth, challenging that. And realistically, I mean, if you really reach across the aisle with these type of people, they probably are going to be more in agreement with you, more so than not. Maybe not for everything, but probably more than you think. Legitimately. I've had those conversations. I've had those, talks myself. It's not impossible. I mean, it's a thing that can be done. You just have to take some sort of onus. Or maybe let them warm up to you and let them come up to you. I mean, either way, you gotta at least take that fucking step. Because if not, then we're just gonna continue to be more divided, and the fucking elites in the establishment, those who have the wealth and the power and the money and the fuck you influence, to be against us and shit, are just gonna rake in the fucking profits and rake in the fucking money. Well, the rest of us all get fucked. It's like, what benefit does that to us? Especially when there's more commonality within the average Joe, more so than these elite fucking cocksuckers that want to rape us. We got more in common with the average person that we disagree with and shit, more so than the fucking fat cat that we might agree with every now and then and shit. Just because they happen to, do some PR stunt points and shit every now and then. Like a Pride buff or something. It's like, I could give a fuck if you happen to be like, friendly with queer people on Pride Month. It's like, go fuck yourself. Like, every other month of the year, you don't give a shit. So why should I give a fuck when you happen to invest, some fuck you money into that shit? It doesn't do anything for people like me. Like, actually do some shit with that. Maybe then we could start talking. But they never do. Because that pressure is not there. It needs to be there again. Because it was there at one point. I mean, it was, legit. The Stonewall riots, Folsom riots. It's happened before. It's not like it can't happen again.
You people can't order pizza over the phone.
I can't. Fuck you. What are you grabbing?
This is still going to help Trump, so I don't know why people are giddy over this. It will. However, remember how I've said before that in spite of everything, I genuinely do not believe that the American population has the sauce for a genocide? That in spite of how bad things have gotten, I genuinely don't believe the average Republican would be okay with, like, local Mexicans, trans people, gay people, whatever, being sent to camps. I genuinely don't think that. I really do believe that the average...
I mean, I agree with that. I don't think the average American believes this shit either. You got definitely a small segment of the American populace, especially on the far right, that do believe this shit, but the majority of Americans, even conservatives, don't believe this shit. They just want to be like, well, I don't want DEI or like trans people in bathrooms and stuff. I don't want DEI taught to kids and trans people being in bathrooms and stuff. Meh. Like that's basically what like most people kind of believe. It's still shitty and still sucks, but they don't want to like genocide trans people or like criminalize gays because of it. You know what I mean? Like they got some caveats and some shit that's definitely worth arguing about, but it's not like a little like put all the trannies and gays in camps kind of bullshit. Like it's just not. It just ain't. It ain't that. I've talked to plenty of people who even are conservative about these things, and none of them, not one motherfucker that I've talked to, agrees with the idea of putting trans people, gay people, etc. in camps. No one fucking thinks that. Maybe some far right Nazi weirdo fucks, but like most people don't. Most people in this country just simply don't believe in that. Like, I mean, honestly, I will admit this. Like, if the Republicans were to genuinely try to, like, push some shit like that, and try to really honestly push, like, oh, we're gonna segregate trans people, like, literally discriminate them to the point where they're, like, second-class citizens, like, I even within their own base, I think they would just, like, lose a lot of fucking people. I just don't really see that being, like, a selling point. I mean, even Trump himself, I mean, even before what just happened earlier today, like, he was, even saying, it's like, I'm going to detach myself from 2025 a little bit, budget 2025. I'm going to avoid it. Like, I mean, he was kind of being that a little bit. Even, before what just happened earlier tonight. I don't think it's going to change with that. I mean, maybe he might, but I doubt it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I'll at the end of the day, I'll just say this: like, the politics have, I was assuming we're gonna be happening, from here till the election day. Totally fucking different now, and even with what I'm saying, I just think at this point, Trump's got on lock. Landslide. Like, he would win the popular vote in the Electoral College. I hope that ain't the case, but I don't see any other option now at this point. That's fucked. I just guess at this rate, hope he's a lame duck. Hope that despite everything, he's a lame duck fuck and does nothing. And it's basically like Joe Biden. I mean, just at that point, hope for that. Because I don't know what else to hope for at this point besides that he's a lame duck fuck, after all this and said and done. Because, Jesus Christ, I mean, there ain't no way to beat this at this point. And it's coming from a leftist like myself. It's like, does anyone else got any bright ideas? You know what I mean? Guess I don't think there is.
Republican genuinely thinks that they're just trying to get rid of, like, wokeness, or DEI. That's a big difference between nowadays and Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany, Hitler just said Jews. Hitler didn't say, like, cultural Marxism exclusively to avoid saying Jews. Nowadays, Republicans still can't say, like, oh, destroy all the transes or whatever, all black people, all Mexicans. They still have to work through the DEI, the wokeness. They have to go one.
I mean, well, the Nazis back in the day were able to, like, get away with just saying Jews because, like, there was, like, a very strong anti-Semitic, like, talking point back in the day. But it's still there. And honestly, like, a lot of Republicans tend to be pretty open about being against, these type of things that, Vosh is talking about, but even in a very militant way, too. And also to the point where it's like, well, it's like obviously blacks committing, a lot of crime and stuff. Maybe, it's obviously a good thing that whites ought to be separated and we have segregation. Like, I mean, there's motherfuckers that believe that shit. That have seen that type of comments before. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like on one hand, I do agree, but with an asterisk. Because, like, there are definitely plenty of motherfuckers that, are kind of in line with what he's talking about, but if anything, get more enforced and more enabled into the type of shit that he's talking about when it comes to that kind of critique. Being more bigoted and being more, like, xenophobic and shit. And it's like, I mean, for some people, they just generally kind of get that route. Because they feel more enforced and kind of feel like, oh, the consequences of, like, migrants or whatever the fuck, tends to be, like, the reason why I am suffering. Even though that literally ain't the case, they just happen to be sold enough bullshit to believe it. It tends to be the kind of case with that.
I'll say this much, folks. This is still going to help Trump.
No shit, yeah.
But if it had been like a trans woman who took a shot at him, I think that would have given Republicans the sauce.
Yeah. I actually 1,000% believe that. In fact, honestly, a lot of Republicans are trying to spew that narrative. Because, like, the Habsburg-jawed weird fuck that is Thomas Crooks, whatever the fuck. Like, when it came to him, he has, like, a hardcore Habsburg jaw thing going on. And also, like, that long grease hair. Like, I mean, I don't really necessarily blame, like, a right-winger thinking that he's a trans person. He's obviously not. And not even remotely close to that. But I can maybe see why maybe someone on the right might think that. At least as a cope. Be like, well, he ain't one of us. No. She is just some fucking crazy lefty train person. Like, I could see fucking right-wingers thinking that. In fact, this already been going on how? I mean, these motherfuckers are already thinking this shit. And it's insane. It's like, what, you can't own it? You can't own the fact that this is like some weird anarcho-capitalist, like, far-right Nazi libertarian weirdo fucking Demilinch Ranch watching content following weirdo fuck with a Habsburg jaw. Like, you fucking just can't admit to that. Like, just admit it and realize they have an outlier in your community and dismiss that shit and be like, no, we reject people like this. This type of ideas, that people like this are spewing, and to the point that they're willing to act on it. Fuck these people. How dare they? Shame on them. We do not represent them, and I don't care if they happen to even be wearing our shirts or wearing anything that happens to be our merch and shit like that. Fuck them. They're scum, and we refuse to represent them. Like, they can be easily doing shit like this from Demolition Ranch or any of these other content creators, but nope. Nothing. Not even a peep. Basically, it's just left to the media to figure out this type of shit. Or the FBI and, the Pennsylvania fucking sheriffs and the police department there. It's like, it's literally left to them to figure it out. Even though the right can easily answer for the shit. And fucking at least make a fucking sacrificial lamb and say, it ain't us, McFly. He's just an outlier. Especially that these far-right fucking weirdos, when it comes to shootings and mass shootings and shit like that, they always talk about the lone wolves and stuff like that. Well, hey, is this guy a lone wolf? Or is he a part of your fucking agenda? For me, as a lefty, I kind of think that he's a part of your fucking agenda, and he just happened to get a little too strong and a little too convicted with his positions. And he targeted the wrong guy, so to speak. I like to think that. Because, I think he did. I think this motherfucker, if he was targeting anyone else, he probably legit would be considered a martyr. But because he happened to be a far-right weirdo and a fucking potential Nazi, and then fucking went after Trump, considering his ties with Epstein, and then his ties with, like, Hillary Clinton and all these other fucking motherfuckers and all this other shit, And then, like, then Epstein's size of all these other elites, politicians, corporate, business owners and politicians and shit. It's like, he got disenfranchised to the far right ultra nationalists and got disenfranchised to Trump and saw him as a traitor to the cause, and he had to be punished. That's what Thomas Crooks was thinking. I guarantee you. It's speculation. I'm going to say that right now. It is speculation, but I guarantee you, though. As a hunch, that's what he believed. He got disenfranchised of Trump because he thought he was going to be against his deep state, but because there's, too much damning evidence, with him and Epstein, and with Epstein's ties to the broader deep state itself when it comes to people tied to that, he couldn't take it. He snapped and realized, Trump must be an enemy, and you know what? Fuck him. Where we go one, we go all. He was a QAnoner that wanted to fucking say, hey, he is against the cause. Like, the real God Emperor of QAnon is somebody else, and he is nothing more than a pawn of the system. And we have been made bamboozled and fucking, sheep, to that shit. Was that Mickey the Rat, or was that Zukov? Well, like I said, I guarantee you it's some shit like that. It's presumptuous, but I guarantee you that was probably his thought process. He's a traitor to the cause when it came to, making America great again and this whole, Christian fascist nationalistic, establishment of an American government and stuff like that. He thought Trump was a traitor and decided to act on it. I guarantee you that's what the fuck happened. Because considering his background so far, a right-wing Republican registered 20-year-old who I fucking guarantee you had some background social media posts on Twitter, poll, r/poll, fucking all these other platforms and shit. Same, man. He's got a lot of fucking dirt. And the dirt we're going to find out about this guy is going to be fucking damning. I cannot wait until tomorrow. Or the next couple days, frankly. Because the show we're about to learn about Thomas Crooks is going to be fucking wild, man. It's going to be fucking wild. And honestly, let that be my outlet, when it comes to, the bullshit that is going to be inevitable after what just happened. Because, fuck, man. I don't know, man. It's about to get real fucking wild. Real fucking quick. Real soon. It's about to be a roller coaster. I still can't fucking believe that fucking happened today, man. I don't even know what would have been better. Him getting whacked? Him not being hurt at all? Or just it never happening in the first place? I don't even know, man. It should never have happened in the first place. I'll just say that right off the bat. But, if it was going to, would it just been better if he just, got the fucking in between the eyes headshot or something? Wouldn't that just been better? Because I don't know. Because he's absolutely certainly would have been a martyr at that point. But he won't be a nominee no more. He's dead. So somebody else has to fucking... someone else has to fucking be there. Right? So... someone else will be the nominee. So, I don't know, man. It's like on one hand, it should never have happened, but on the other hand, if it was going to, why did this piece of fucking shit miss? Why did he fucking graze the goddamn ear? You were this close, bro. You missed by this much? You could have done the fucking country a goddamn fucking favor. Like, seriously, man. Because at least then the Republican Party would have to fucking scramble to fucking put up a nominee after Trump at that point. And that would be way fucking better, considering, the problems with the DNC of Biden now, right? Like, I mean, honestly, like, fuck, dude. If it was going to happen, dude, the only good outcome Trump would have died. Like, seriously, I'm not even trying to say that in a weird fucked way. I'm being blunt. Like, I think, the best outcome would this never happened, or Trump got murked and got whacked and, he's dead, right? Like, those are the only two options that should have happened, basically. Because everything else basically solidifies him being president. Like, honestly, like, I mean, there's no other option now at this point. Like, I don't know. I literally do not see how the Democrats are going to be able to win against him now at this point. Because he survived an assassination attempt. Like, there's nothing you can fucking say against him. He's untouchable now. That's what's fucked about this. He's untouchable. He can literally do whatever he wants. You can say whatever you want against him, and nothing will work because he survived an assassination attempt. He has that as like, well, I almost died. Like, he can literally just use that against you, and what the fuck are you going to say? Well, fuck you, you should have died? Like, I mean, good luck winning the American populace with that fucking rhetoric. There's no way to beat that. Like, you're fucking, it's by done. Jover. Not trying to repeat that and be a broken record, but it's Jover, bro. It's Jover. There's no way to beat him. It's fucked. Like, it's a mandate. You might as well say Trump got a mandate now. He does. Like, there's no way. There's no other, I literally don't see any other way now. As much as I fucking hate to say it. I don't see any other way now. We're just fucked. Thank you, Democrats, for having a great candidate to combat against this. Fucking bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit. I can't believe today happened the way it did, dude. Honestly, I really don't. Man, Thomas Matthew Crooks, you certainly fucking have put your name in history, didn't you? Was it worth it, you worthless fucking faggot degenerate piece of fucking incel shit? Was it fucking worth it? I hope you hear me in the afterlife, you fuck. Even though I don't believe in that shit. I hope you hearing me. Because it better be fucking worth it. At the expense of everyone who's older than you. Because you're a young, worthless little fucking twit. Who didn't want to fucking mature enough. Or be a fucking adult. And fucking face the fucking, crier. That is reality. You didn't want to face that shit. So you wanted to make everyone else suffer who's older than you, and your fucking peers, and younger than you. You had to make them suffer because you were suffering. Go fuck yourself, you piece of fucking shit. You actual fucking animal. Thomas Crooks. You fucking savage, you... Ugh. Hacksburg jot inbred hillbilly motherfucker. You just fucked everyone, didn't you? That motherfucker just fucked us all. He fucked everybody. Everyone. He just fucked us all. Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I still legit cannot fucking believe it. I mean, honestly, I really can't. Because of just knowing what, like, the outcome's going to be now. I just hope the DNC and these fucking delegates in the Democratic National Convention, I just hope that these motherfuckers honestly, like, know what they're doing. I really hope they know what they're doing. I hope they replace Biden because, like, that's literally the slimmest of margins as they are. That's the only chance we got. Legit. And I think the best opportunity is either, I hate to say it, either Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris. I think it's between those two that could even have a fucking chance at beating Biden or beating Trump. I just don't see it beyond those two. Between Newsom and Kamala, I don't know who else can do it. At least Kamala has, like, you know, Biden's fundraising campaign money and shit. Newsom would have to start from scratch. But at least he has the national recognition and say what you want about him. I mean, some people got, on a national level, a positive view about him. So it's like, at this rate, those are the only two options I think we, as the Democrats / left, have even a remote of a fucking chance. Legit. They're the only two options. And even then, I'm skeptical. I don't even know, like, how Gavin or Kamala could beat Trump, but I think, honestly, Gavin probably has a better potential of beating Trump because, like, he already had, like, a debate with DeSantis as, like, a weird mock presidential debate thing or some shit. I don't even know why they did that, but it made DeSantis look like a fucking clown. So, and it made Newsom look like a competent, genuine, good leader and a governor. Like, honestly, I'm just going to be blunt with that. It made him look like a good, competent, charismatic person. Like, especially as a presidential candidate. And I know for a fucking fact he's already thinking that. And he might, at the very minimum, be doing that in 2028, but he might be getting that sooner than he thinks. Whether he likes it or not. Because, fuck, man. It's either Newsom, Kamala, or we're fucked. And even then, we're probably fucked. I just don't know how the fuck you defeat Trump after what the fuck he just did. That defiant, like, look in his eyes of, like, the fucking gall of this weird motherfucker trying to kill me. Raising his fist in the air with the flag in the background, his face blood. It's like, you're fucked. No one can beat that. Nobody can beat that. You're cooked. That's a landslide right there. That's a mandate. A fucking mandate. They can actually beat Trump. No, they can't. The Democrats cannot. I'm sorry, bro. No, dude. I'm sorry, dude. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way the Democrats can beat Trump now. I'm sorry, dude. I wish there was. Unless it's like fucking Newsom or Kamala. And even then, there's no fucking way, bro. I'm sorry. It's done. It's Jover. It's by done. It's done. The results are game, set, match. Trump won the election. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. That's the truth. Project 2025 is in action. Like, it just is. Prepare for the worst, dude. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, because like, what the fuck do you do after this? After what Trump did, defiantly resisting against his Secret Service, raising that fist of his bloody fucking face, with that fucking grazing shot on his ear, he almost fucking died. Like, he just galvanized, like, half this fucking country to think he's a fucking hero. I'm sorry, but that's just the fucking truth. Like, so much of this country just looked at him and think, oh, he survived the assassination. He's actually a hero. There's actually something to him. Maybe the system and the establishment is wrong. All this fucking, trial shit, this criminal charges against him, the sexual bullshit against him, literally everything against him, done. Fucked. It's gone. It's done. There's no way that shit will hurt him. He is untouchable now. He just is. He literally could fucking take a gun, put a blank at a motherfucker at Fifth Avenue in New York and kill somebody, and he would genuinely gain support now. He said that in 2016, and at this point, I genuinely believe he could do that. He could literally put a gun at someone's head and execute them publicly on live TV, and he would gain support. At this point, he's fucking untouchable. I don't know how the fuck you beat that. Did you just see the pictures of him? With that flag in the background and that fist in the air? The Secret Service trying to push him away and, like, hide him, and he defiantly is, like, up there with that fucking look in his eyes, being like, how dare this motherfucker try to shoot me? I am the fucking leader of this country. Like, with that shit right there? How in the fuck do you beat that? How do the Democrats beat that, man? How in the fuck do you do that? It's done. It's over. It's over, dude. It's over. It's done. I'm sorry, man. It's over. The election is done. It's already been fucking sealed. Literally, I've seen so many comments, all over the internet, from Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere, saying that Trump basically won the election because of what just fucking happened to him. How in the fuck do you beat that? Everybody basically thinks he's a fucking hero now. He's a fucking martyr. Everyone thinks that. How in the fuck do you beat that? How in the fuck, man? There isn't a way, man. There is not a path. I'm sorry, there just isn't. There isn't, dude. No one wants to talk about it, but there just isn't. And you know what? Honestly, no one, especially this, no one wants to mention it. The fundamental fault of who the fault of this is the DNC and the Democrats. Because they had an opportunity. They had a chance. They had a chance to actually combat against this shit. Have an opportunity. Have an outlet for people to say, hey, we are like something that is actually, going to shake the system up for the better for people. Where this Thomas Crooks probably could have, maybe been galvanized by. Because also, weirdly enough, it's not really confirmed, but back in, I think it was 2018, the only name tied to him, Thomas Crooks, in Pennsylvania, like, he donated $15 to Act Blue, which was during the midterms in 2018, which was before he registered as a Democrat, so he was probably like 17 years old, maybe, 16 years old. So probably in high school, probably had some money, from his parents, or maybe had a part-time job or something like that, saved some money, and was maybe a Bernie bro, possibly, like a radical lefty initially, maybe a Jimmy Dore type, possibly. And then he got more radicalized by the right when it came to being against the DNC and the system and the establishment, and he became like a potentially, again, this is all speculative, potentially, an anti-vaxxer, far-right nationalist, and a Groyper, Nick Fuentes type and maybe a hardcore MAGA Trumper. And then when like the Epstein Trump documents and stuff, not that long ago, what was like a couple months ago or like at least a month or two ago, came out, like he probably got disenfranchised from that and thought, oh, he's a traitor. Trump is a traitor. And I need to act against this because how dare he try to galvanize all of us good, proud patriots, in the name of the establishment, kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's like this guy probably was a dude who was maybe apolitical to some way, shape, or form broadly, but was very politically active nonetheless. And it's like that type of person, is somebody that the Dems and the progressives can easily fucking win over and have a very productive, healthy way as an outlet for someone like that to enact their political radicalism. But the right ended up radicalizing that and, capitalizing on that, and it ended up, kind of biting them in the ass a little bit. It still helps Trump at the end of the day. It doesn't matter that this, person, Thomas Crooks, it doesn't matter that he's a right-wing libertarian, far-right, weirdo and shit. That doesn't fucking matter. The fact that this happened to Trump and every right-wing motherfucker, and especially a MAGA chud, is willing to blame Biden, and AOC or Kamala or any Democrat over this shit, that's enough. That's it. That's all that's fucking needed. The fact that it was, a disenfranchised Republican, that's all that's needed because they could literally tie them to Antifa or Biden or like, the DNC or anything else because they're not a true Republican. They're disenfranchised. They can dismiss it as that. And I guarantee you all these conspiracy theories, and because they already are propping up now, they've been doing that since the fucking beginning when this shit first happened. Like when it initially happened, there's conspiracy theories galore. And there's already a shitload of them now that are still maintaining. And if anything, there's more conspiracy theories now since it happened. There's a lot of weird fucking theories about this, motherfucker that did this shit and the whole situation itself. There's people that think it's staged. And there's like lefties that are coping and doing conspiracy theories saying that like, oh, it was like, Trump that hired somebody to do it, and some shit. Like there are so many weird fucking theories about what just happened to Trump earlier today. It's fucking wild. From the left, the right, and everywhere else besides. It is genuinely insane. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what after what happened today, it literally broke people's brains. It broke my fucking brain. I mean, like, what happened today literally is broken brains. It's broken people, and it's going to really shape America in a way that I don't think people fucking realize. I never fucking realized it, honestly. I mean, especially after already when it comes to like this hyper partisan rhetoric with the left and the right and shit, where people are kind of getting almost like Civil War like rhetoric about shit. It's like you already got that going on, and then and you have people disenfranchised with the system itself. When it comes to the federal government and state by state, and then you got this shit. And then you got people who are so disenfranchised they're, willing to believe like conspiracy theory stuff and maybe be like, a Trump supporter kind of guy and then or gal or whatever. And then you got this shit going on top of everything else that I'm not even mentioning. It's like, fuck, dude. I almost envy the Europeans and like literally everybody else in the fucking world because their politics, I know that there is some pretty quirky, interesting shit that happens and stuff. I know France just has some really quirky, crazy politics happen with themselves, electorally and shit like that, and blah, blah, blah. But, like, America is exceptional. We are so fucking exceptional when it comes to our politics here that, like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to explain it to, like, an outsider. Like, honestly, like, because it's so sports-based, but at the same time so impactful in our own lives. I don't even know, man. I don't even know how to explain it to like a European or like to anyone else that just doesn't have to deal with like our specific style of politics here in America, because we are so unique with how we do this type of shit around here. I mean, like, I'm just dead ass. I mean, it's so fucking wild and so broken, man. Like, I mean, our constitution and our whole government was meant to be amendable and change and like, evolve over time, and yet we're trying to go back to like the early days with this shit. It's like our founding fathers really established our government to evolve with the times and change with the times and shit. So why in the fuck are we trying to like go back or like refer to what they fucking said about shit back in like 1789 or whatever the fuck? It's like, they literally established shit, so we don't have to look back in time. We could literally like look what they already established for like 100 plus years and just use the precedent of what was already established to move forward and adapt and evolve from that. It's like, why go back and be like, well, let's reinterpret it back in the old days and try to reinterpret that for modern? It's like, no, fuck you. No, stop that. It's like, that's not the point. Our founding fathers really established our government to be against that in a way. It was meant to, adapt to the times. Not like argue how we go back and like reinterpret like, these motherfuckers from back in the day. That was not the point. It wasn't meant to reinterpret, what their words were. It was to establish a word and then modernize and evolve it over time. Like, that was kind of like the broader idea. They established it. Even, George Washington himself even established it with the whole 2-term limit thing. It was never like an actual set law, and there's, Teddy Roosevelt, had 3 terms. Theodore Roosevelt had 4 terms. Like, there was plenty of presidents that had multiple terms, but he kind of established a precedent of having 2-term limits. And it was after Theodore Roosevelt where we officially established that as law. After, 150 something fucking years of existence of the country. So it's like, that's an example of evolving the precedent of what our founding fathers established, but evolving that over time, given certain precedents, due to the involvement of like modern politics, basically. The modern body politics and the modern, advancement of different technology, sociology, etc. It's like the founding fathers established that, so why in the fuck are we not doing that anymore? Like, why are we having to like go back to their words and try to reinterpret it for like a modern era in the sense of like we have to go back to their idea of shit? They literally established our ideas, so we don't have to do that. And yet we're just doing it willy-nilly because the right wing wants to, like, go back to tradition, interpretation, or whatever the fuck. It's like, fuck that barbarism. It's like, get out of here with that shit. I mean, that's just like an inherently destructive idea. Because those people back in the day were not able to, consider like modern firearms or like modern medicine or all this other shit that we have today. So why are we going back to what their word was? Their word was established so we can interpret and modernize that type of shit that was already established by them. That was, at least theoretically in concept, kind of the point. Especially from what I've learned from American history when it comes to these, figures and shit. When it comes to, like, American politics and how American politics have been established today. And honestly, like, half of American politics wasn't established by politicians and shit. It was established by the people of this fucking country. Like, things like the 40-hour work week, for example. Who did that? Not politicians. Workers. The constituents of this country. Rose up and literally bled and died to try to fight for that shit. So it's like, I mean, it ain't the politician necessarily that, pushes these changes and pushes the precedents. It's the people that usually does this shit. And because of them, they pressure the politicians to change their perspective and change like the status quo and their positions on these things. In a way to be able to actually like benefit the average person. That's why I'm especially such a labor advocate, because like so much of our history, at least in America, is built on that shit, and a lot of people don't realize that. And a lot of presidents like Woodrow Wilson, you know, Hoover, a lot of these presidents, are fundamentally the enemy of that shit, and a lot of people don't realize their history of who these presidents are when it comes to these things. And actually earlier tonight when I was talking to some of my coworkers, especially after what happened with Trump, like a lot of them were like, "Yeah, when was the last time this ever happened? I don't know much about American history, so I don't. Well, does this actually happen in American history?" And because I'm actually knowledgeable about these things, it's like, yeah, the last time a president had an assassination attempt was back in 1981 with Ronald Reagan, after he won his presidency. And they were like, "Oh, really? Was there any other politicians?" So it's like, yeah, Scalia or Scalise, at the congressional baseball game not that long ago. Like I lightened up about this type of shit, including other politicians with like Teddy Roosevelt, where dude, Teddy Roosevelt, dude, he is a Chad, bro. Because he survived not only assassination attempt, but he had a bullet in his fucking lung and held his hand up to that fucking wound to like put some pressure against the wound so he can not have his lung collapse and shit. He still finished his fucking speech, his presidential inauguration speech. He literally sat there with a bullet wound finishing his fucking speech. It's like, and the fact that like the closest thing in the modern history to that is basically Trump's fucking bullshit with his fucking fists and shit. It's like, dude, again, bro, Jover. Cause, bruh, like, holy shit. I'll take a piss real quick. My bladder is calling me a little too much, so I'll be right back. Someone's launching fireworks outside. Why in the fuck is somebody launching fireworks at like 5 in the morning? Like 10 till 5, and someone's launching fireworks outside. I heard a bunch of... Like, I heard a few, like, pops of fireworks. I know they were fireworks because I know what the pop of a gun sounds like, and they definitely were guns, and they were fireworks. Like, who's launching M80 mortars, in the air? At this time in the morning. It's like... It's beyond July 4th. It's been 10 days since July 4th, and motherfuckers are still launching fireworks. At 5 in the morning. Gotta love it. Gotta fucking love it. Not surprised at all. People are also going to start liking him with Trump. Sorry, bro. There's a lot of normies and apolitical people, independents, moderate conservative leaning folks that aren't hardcore Republicans that... I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. I don't agree, man. It's done. When it comes to Trump, dude, he fucking won. Unless, like, some insane shit happens, I don't know what the fuck that would be, but unless some insane shit happens, he just won the election. He can literally be like, I almost died, so fuck you, you did it. When it comes to Biden or the Democrats or anybody, he could be like, you never defended me. It's like, you were there, not saying anything to sympathize with me. You didn't sympathize with the people who died in my name. Because there was, a few people, at least one person who was confirmed killed as a bystander, as a, attendee at that fucking rally that he was at when that happened. And there's 2 who are in critical condition. I think one of them probably was likely to die. So there likely is 2 deaths. And, at least for sure, like 1 death and then 2 life-critical, like, injuries, on other bystanders. And Trump got a graze on his fucking ear. Like, dude, I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to be fucking blunt. Not to be religious, but to a lot of people, especially conservative, moderate, or Republican types, Republicans, conservatives, even, conservative Democrat types, they literally just saw God and Jesus Christ himself endorse Trump. They just saw God himself endorse Trump today. With him defiantly fucking holding that fist in the air with, like, those eyes of, like, how dare this fucker try to kill me. God protecting me kind of bullshit. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, bro. Like, people are suddenly going to like him pretty fucking quick, and everything that was used against him means fucking nothing. It means fuck all. It doesn't mean anything anymore. The criminal charges, the sexual assault charges and shit, the insurrection charges, everything. It means nothing anymore. It doesn't mean anything. It's done. I don't know how the fuck you even beat this anymore. I really don't. I want to hear people honestly, genuinely try to convince me, but I don't think I'm going to. I just don't see how you do it. I don't see it. I just don't. I guess we'll see with this coming week. I mean, I suppose, the results ain't there until the cows come home, right? So, cows ain't come home yet, but I'm kind of predicting where the herd is going to go, right? Like, I don't know, man. I got a real strong fucking feeling. The gut intuition that is, in me right now is really saying that, like, it's done. The election has already been sealed. I really want to fucking be wrong, and if I am, I would happily eat a shoe. I will literally fucking, like, rip apart a shoe and start eating it at the detriment of my fucking health. I will literally let my digestive tract clog and almost die and have to go for emergency surgery and eat a shoe. Just to be proven wrong. I would literally be in medical debt just to be proven wrong, okay? I actually would happily take that. Like, I will literally let all my teeth, my digestive tract, all rot away and die eating a shoe just to be proven wrong. At a detriment to my health. Please let me be wrong. Like, I mean, fuck, man. I really do, man. I really do. Like, it's not like I want to be convicted and be like, haha, or some shit. I don't want to, man. Fuck this shit. It's horrible. This is like the worst case scenario in the fucking world that could ever happen. And we got it. Yay. It's like, no. Yay, but no. Fuck. Where's my lighter? Where's my fucking lighter so I can smoke this last bowl and just it's pretty cold good because, like, fuck me, I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Cause fuck me, man. The DNC better fucking have, like, literally the stars and the cosmos and the universe itself aligned in their favor from here on out. Because if not, they're done. It's done. They better hope for that. Not for my sake, but for their sake. I already recognize the fucking damage done. I'm already willing to move forward and, figure it out from there. But these motherfuckers, the DNC, they aren't willing to recognize that yet. So for their sake, I hope they recognize that pretty soon. Preferably now. Yeah, so let's hope. Because if not, it's by done. Jover. But anyway, just like the election, it's going to be Joe over here. So, don't have to stay here, but don't have to go home. So, can't stay here though. So, peace out. Of course, may or may not have a coffee in the morning. And if I do, I'm probably just going to be doing scrolling about this whole fucking situation that happened earlier today. But who knows? Who knows? And if I don't have a pre-work coffee, I'm definitely going to have a lunch coffee. So, either way. Peace out. And of course, I'll see y'all in the next one. Hopefully at least a little bit more optimistic tonight. But to be fair, today was fucking exceptional. Beyond exceptional. And I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are coping way too hard and not realizing the fucking reality that just fucking hit them. I mean, honestly, man, like, not to really get back into it, but, like, I don't think people realize how fucked it is now. It's done. It's over. Trump won. I fucking don't want to say it. It disgusts me to say it. But clip me now, quote me later kind of shit. It's like, He won. I know. There's no path. There's no way, dude. How much longer until the beer is flowing, MC? I mean, the beer's been flowing. I still got a little bit right now. But I'm at least gonna get myself some food anyway. We'll see what the fuck happens, or like what people are thinking about after tonight. Still working. I figure you were. Oh, actually, that didn't remind me. I have my phone bill this week, so unfortunately, I can't give it to 200 for you, but I can at least, still give you some money for this week, but I'm probably just gonna wait until my next payday and just give you like 250 or some shit like that, or at least, because I didn't realize my phone bill was coming up, and when I saw that, I got a reminder about that. I was like, oh fuck, that's coming up like Monday. Oh shit. So I was like, okay, I want to at least remind, let you know about that, just so at least, keep communication about paying you back about that, with my debt with you, and also with like the ticket and the flight ticket and stuff like that. So I want to at least, be communicated about that. But just want to at least let you know about that. It's like, at least, it ain't going to be long, but next Thursday, at least 200 is going to be going your way. But just due to my phone bill, I'm just like, oh shit, gotta wait a little minute. Gotta wait a little bit. Make sure I have that, and then whatever's saved aside is going straight to you. And then my next paycheck, whatever's left aside, plus 200 with that, straight to you. And I think with that, that should cover the ticket for the show in Minneapolis and the flight. And then everything beyond that should be paying off the debt that I owe to you. So, I think. Pretty sure. Well, I just want to at least clarify with that. Sunday I'm slapping. Noise. Well, hopefully Sunday is slapping for me too. Because the existential dread that I'm feeling after tonight. Intense. Definitely intense. But, anyway. I'm just going to give myself some food now. Like I said, if it's not like a pre-work coffee, it'll be a lunch coffee. A little lunch coffee stream. Or not. Who knows? Either way. Peace out for now. And of course, I'll see y'all next one. And hopefully, the news is better by tomorrow. I mean, honestly. I hope that, like, the reaction of knowing who this attempted assassin was in his political affiliations, I really hope that there's a silver lining behind all this, because I do think there is, but I'm going to kind of withhold my thoughts on that until at least tomorrow. I'm sure we'll at least, learn a little more, when I wake up. Or at least, like I said, whenever I do my next stream. So anyway, fuck all, peace out, and all that fucking shit. Blah, blah.